Hello and Happy New Year! Are you ready to play a few of the daily New York Times games with me? My name is Mara and this is Mindfully Crocheted Unraveled. Today I'm going to be unraveling the New York Times games, Wordle, Strands, and Connections for Thursday, January 1st, 2026. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't already done your New York Times games yet today, I always recommend that you pause the video and do that first, and then you can come back and compare and see how we did. Of course, if you prefer, you can follow along with me as I work on the games, pick up some tips and tricks along the way. I just ask that afterward you leave me a kind comment down below as to what you thought and how you did. So without further ado, on this fine first day of the year, I'm going to bring up my wheel of Wordle start words so that I can select my starting word for today. Okay, and that was our yesterday word. Let's exit out of full screen and shuffle these up. Make it full screen again, and here we go. Like a skein of yarn. Let me stop sharing that. I'm going to pause my video or recording while I bring up my phone, and then I'll get to working on Wordle. Okay, I have my phone screen pulled up, and I'm opening up my New York Times Games app. Scrolling down to Wordle, guess your way to the correct word, Thursday, January 1st. Go ahead, add another day to your 493-day streak. Okay, skein, S-K-E-I-N. And here we go. Okay, so I have an E in the wrong spot. Maybe, what about like R-E-A-C-H? Or maybe even just beach. I'll do beach. Or B-E-A-C-H. All right, I'm going to give that a try. Ooh, I'm glad I changed it from reach. I've got the B, E, and A in the incorrect spot. No C, no H. Okay, maybe like an A-B-L-E. What about table? Table. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have all the letters in the wrong spot. Now, what would be left? Wable, Rabel, Dable, Fable, Gable. Is Gable a word? Gable. So Fable and Gable. Let me try, or Mabel, but that's not. Okay, there's a lot of E-L as well. Fable. Let me try Fable. All right, got it in 4. Okay, I wonder if Gable was a real word. Gable, G-A-B-L-E. Well, I guess we'll see maybe if the bot says that I have had like how many words were left after getting able. Okay, so my current and max streak are 494. I got it in 4, which is my average. Let's go check out the bot. All right. Okay, gave me an 88 out of 99. The average number of guesses was 4.3, and I got it in 4. Whoops, let me go back. Well, I guess that's fine. So after skein, there were still 639 words left. Holy moly. Okay, after beach, there were still 12 words left. It's a solid choice, and you lucked out. You've narrowed it down to 12 remaining words. Okay, table. After table, there were 2 words left, fable and gable. All right, and then I made the lucky guess because I went mostly with alphabetical, and then F and G are right next to each other on the keyboard. So, all right, well, let's see what the bot also got it in 4. And the bot had slate, bangs, cable, and then fable. Right. Okay. All right. Well, how did you do? My streak lives on, another step closer to a 500-day streak. Let's move on to Strands, find hidden words and uncover the day's theme. It is my favorite kind of word search where the words go up and down and diagonal and all over. All right. Around corners. Says, go ahead, add another day to your 72-day streak, but I really don't worry about streaks on here. Not your average Joe. Okay. Not your average Joe. I see bold. Okay, bold. Smooth over here. Okay, are we talking coffee? Nutty. Yeah, I feel like we're talking coffee. C. Oh, okay, it goes up and down. Coffee, let's try it. Yeah, all right. They're strong and aromatic. Coffee. Bitter sometimes, yeah. And velvety. Not your average Joe. I'll drink to that. So I love you more than coffee. Okay, so I got 3 words, the spanogram, and then the remaining 4 words. How did you do? Did you figure that out right away? Okay, let's move on to connections. We're finding 4 groups of 4 group words that share a common thread. For January 1st, 2026, go ahead, add another day to your 18-day streak. Okay. Our 16 connections words are shuck, scotch, head, rat, curse, skin, nut, fly, hound, fingers, spell, shell, charm, buff, peel, and hex. Okay, hex and curse. Charm, spell, a curse, a hex, a charm, a spell. I mean, we're talking Harry Potter here. Let me try this. Okay, it's a bit of magic. All right, a bit of magic. Okay. Shuck, skin, nut, fly, hound. Shell, shuck and shell and peel. So you shuck your corn, you shell, like take the shell off your nuts or take things out of the shell. You peel, you skin, like get the skin off, like your potatoes or your carrots. The skin, nut, fly, hound, fingers. Buff, maybe. Buff. I'm going to try this, but if this is off, then maybe instead of skin, buff. Okay, that was right. And it's green. Oh gosh, okay. I still have blue and purple to go. All right. So yes, remove the covering from. All right. Hound, fingers, scotch, nut, rat, eye, buff, head, buff, scotch. Huh. I feel like this is there's possibly a fill in the blank here, maybe for purple, because I do not see how these go together. Hound, head, fingers, buff, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, buff, scotch tape, nut tape, rat tape, fly tape, fly fingers, scotch, butterscotch, butterfingers, butterfly, butterhound, butternut, butterbuff, butternut. Well, butternut like butternut squash. Hound, head, buff, rat. A hound, a rat, a head, a buff, head, rat. I feel like this one could be purple. Fill in the blank. I don't know how the others would go, but I feel like this is butter blank. I'm going to try it. Okay, butterfingers, butterfly, butternut, butterscotch. Okay, head, buff, hound, rat. Head, hound, buff, a hound, like a eraser head. You're like a car buff, I don't know, but you know what I mean? Like a somebody who follows somebody else, like you're like a history buff, or you know what I mean? Like a skinhead. I don't know what. Maybe I think this is like you are an aficionado. No, that's not the right term. Anyway, let me submit it. This is our blue category. Enthusiast. Okay, right. That's what I meant. An enthusiast, not an aficionado, but you get the idea. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I got that without making mistakes. That was kind of hard though. Let's see what the bot says. Oh, okay, very tricky. It says a 58% solve rate compared with recent connections. It says only 28% of the players did not make any mistakes. 12% made one mistake, 9% two, 9% also three, and then 42% did not solve. Whew. All right. I got a 95 out of 99. 1 in 10 people had this solution. I think the blue category was really the hardest today. All right. So remove the covering from, most people got green first today, and then 45% of the people got yellow first. All right, only 5%, only 5% got purple first, and less than 1% got blue first. So that was definitely a tricky category. All right, so the mistakes look like, all the main mistakes were around the purple and blue categories today. And then green and, when I was saying shuck, shell, like peel, the skin, I was thinking it was possible that it could have been buff as well. So yeah, some people made that mistake too. All right, so it says, nice job. You had the second most common opening guess today by finding the Bit of Magic group. And then most people did get green first. And then I got green first, and most other people did too. All right, everyone else had the same idea here because they finally figured out maybe purple, or they guessed. And then blue as default. All right. Wow. Well, how did you do on your New York Times games today? I appreciate you watching, and I hope that you are having a happy and safe new year. I would encourage you, if you can, to check out my links down in the description box. I do have a link to how you can play the New York Times games, from your desktop. You do not have to use your phone. You also do not have to pay for the ad-free version like I do. I just like to bring you, if possible, an ad-free experience when I'm playing the games on my phone. But you don't have to play on your phone. You don't have to get the app. You don't have to pay. You can play right from your desktop as well, as many people do. Please also check out my other channel, Mindfully Crocheted, where we talk about skeins of yarn, crochet, and all kinds of fun things over there. And if you would, check out, I have a playlist of all my NYT games, if you wouldn't mind, and all my content on this channel, if you wouldn't mind checking that out. YouTube is suggesting a video to you right there, and also a subscription. If you haven't already, would you please subscribe? I would really appreciate it. Don't forget to put a little play in your day. Take care, and I'll see you again tomorrow for some more of the Daily New York Times games. Bye.